I am not on top of it right now. And I'm kind of an on top of it person in general with my money, making sure that I dot my I's and cross my T's in my life is just who I am. And so the fact that I'm feeling overwhelmed and I'm sitting, I think right now around 9 doors is very telling, right? Because I've talked to clients for years who come to me and say, this is really hard, Heather. Like, how do your clients track this stuff? How do you make sure you're getting rent? How do you make sure what your vacancy rate is? Like, I don't even know those things. And I own all these properties, Heather, and I don't even know how they're performing. Or I do an annual review with a client and they have a portfolio of properties. And I just start by saying, how's it going? And most of the time they say, I think it's okay. I would say 80% of the people say, I think it's okay. I haven't really had any big problems. So I think everything's going pretty well. It's almost always, I'm guessing, I'm pretty sure those are the type of words that I hear from my clients. And they say often, what do you use to track this stuff? Should I get QuickBooks?
And let's not forget that about this time of year, everybody starts asking for, oh my gosh, like I need my HUD from my closing. I need, this, like all these documents and everything that people are supposed to keep, which they, generally don't, or they lose or whatever. And about tax time, it's either April or it's, now, depending on what kind of a person you are. It's now for me, just so we're all on the same page. People start asking for documents. They start asking for things. And then, it's typically around this time of year too, or in April, where they go, wait a second. Like my CPA said I didn't make any money. Like what happened? Or, these things are performing incredibly well. Oh my gosh. Or, whatever. Right.
Yep.
But it shouldn't be once a year. The documents should be in a place where, you can remember where they are. You shouldn't have this overwhelm every month from just tracking stuff. That shouldn't happen. Reporting and analysis of your property shouldn't be that complicated. And it was, about, like you said, 2 years ago, Heather, we were like, this can't be that complicated. Let's try to create a solution. And well, it took us 2 years, people, so it's a little more complicated. Now, that said, what we've built is remarkably larger than we're going to talk about today, because we built an internal system, which many of the people listening probably have used the escrow part of this. But what we're going to talk about today is a solution that we've created for everyone so that you don't have the overwhelm that Heather is, you just said that she's experienced. And, I think for the in-between, like the smaller investor, which most everyone who does business with RP Capital is a smaller investor. There's not really a great tool for that on the market. There just isn't.
Because I tried to find stuff. We didn't want to make something.
We didn't want to spend astronomical amounts of money creating something that already existed.
Exactly.
The reality of the situation is that there just wasn't anything. People had cobbled together a bunch of things to try to make it work.
Yeah.
But there wasn't any just solution for all of these things. And so
most of my clients use spreadsheets. Some of them pay for QuickBooks. I have a client that uses mint.com and syncs up his bank account for his rental properties. And that's how he knows what his cash flow is just the bottom line of what's in the bank every month, which those things they work, but man, they still feel like you're limping along, and the spreadsheets take a lot of input time. So it's it was, the writing was on the wall. And Ron, when you and I met, what I said from a perspective of sitting in the sales seat at RP Capital is I said, our clients eventually won't want to keep growing their portfolio. And 70% of our business is repeat business from our same investors. So I said, if we don't fix this problem for them, thinking let's come up with, a third party software they can use or something like that. Then eventually we'll build clients to a certain point and then they're just going to stop. So from a business perspective, that doesn't make any sense, right? So all of those things together and combined, I guess, really put some fire under us to figure out a solution.
And I think I'm a little biased here, Heather, but I think that the solution we came up with is so awesome.
Yeah.
That when people actually see it and experience it, it'll blow them away just a little bit.